Alrighty everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. As you can see, well, barely see in the background here, I have the camper hooked up. We are heading out for the last two camping trips of the season for our family. We're going to be heading, both of which Halloween themed actually, but we're going to be heading to Beyonders in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, and then we'll be heading down to Kincaid Lake State Park. And we're going to be doing some Halloween-themed camping. Should be a pretty good time. Looking really forward to it. I do every year. So, that being said, I've had some issues with the camper today. Been having some issues with my right blinker, or turn signal, on the camper. And pulled the lens off, and I realized that bulb was shot. Replaced the bulb. Started working fine, but then the left one stopped working. So I just left the store, I bought new bulbs, just put in the new ones, and I am working just fine. But I'll show you guys, here's that process now on how to do that. Alright, so this is the light that was broken. I've already fixed it. This is actually well after this trip. But I realized I forgot to show you guys how to do this. It's a pretty simple process, really. First off, you need to take off this lens on at least this model here. There's these little clips here on the side. All you gotta do is press in on one of them. I'm just using a Phillips head screwdriver. Push in on it, and it opens right up. From there, you just take the light bulb. Again, this is a new one. Just twist it, it comes right out. Now this is an 1157 light bulb. There's different ones of these. It could be, this is 1157, which means it can do both blinker and brake light and running light. So it's pretty simple. You get the new one. Again, this one's already been replaced. Just put it in there, line up the holes, twist it, and it's done. Simple process. Just press that back on, and you're done. But I did replace both of the light bulbs, both of the rear light bulbs on the camper. Haven't had any issues since. So that's how you would change out a light bulb on your camper if you would ever need to. Anyway, back to the video. Alrighty, well, as you can see, everything is working just fine now. As I mentioned, I am on my way to the campground, so I'll see you when I get there. Unfortunately, as seems to always be the case, whenever I go camping, especially if I have to touch the interstate, currently sitting in traffic. This is fun. Oh well, like I said, wouldn't be a camping trip unless I was sitting in traffic, so anyway, see you when I get there. Alright everybody, it is time now for camping trip number 2 of the season. This is going to be the last trip of the year. After this trip, I plan on winterizing the camper, and I got to find a cover for it since I don't have inside parking this year. But that's okay. Well, as I mentioned, I am on my way to the campground now. I'm dropping off the camper a couple of days early. Laura and the kids are going to be down there. I have to stay home and finish some work up, so but they'll be down there this week. The kids are on fall break, so we are going to go ahead and I'll get everything set up for them so that when they get down there, they are good to go. That being said, I'll be down there joining them on Friday afternoon, and then we'll get this party started, I guess. everybody. Well, it is supposed to get down into the high 20s overnight the next couple days, so I want to go ahead and get the camper winterized so that we can just kind of get that taken care of now in advance, so I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the year. It's a pretty simple process, so the first thing I want to do is go ahead and get prepped for everything. So I'm going to go ahead and take the drain plug off of the water heater, which is right here. Drain plug's out. Whatever you do, make sure you do not lose this. Just leave it sit right there. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go close my low point drains, and then I'm going to get myself access into the water heater. So see you in there in a minute. Alright y'all, so about probably the second time we winterized this camper, we determined that it's just way too damn difficult to get to the water heater from the inside. You got to go up on there, you got to take the whole bed apart. So what we did is we actually cut a hole in the back of this wall here so that it gave us easy access to it. So unfortunately, in order to get to it, I got to pull all this crap out of this compartment. So yeah, go ahead and do that now. In here at the water heater, there are 3 valves. There's this one down here, that one in the middle, and then that one up there. What you have to do is reverse all of them. So I'll start by reversing this one. This one here. And this one here. So this one here, this is the bypass, so nothing actually goes into the water heater. This is the cold water in, that's the hot water out. This shuts all of these off and then allows it to bypass the water heater. Alright y'all, while I'm finished with the outside stuff, we're going to go ahead and move to the inside and get that part taken care of. But we are, honestly, the hard part's over at this point. Alright, now's the easy part. A lot of people don't use antifreeze for this. They just blow the lines out. I'll be honest with you, that makes me extremely nervous. So personally, I just use the water pump and make sure it's not pulling from the tank underneath the camper, and just let it distribute it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the water pump on. I got about a half a gallon here to start. I'm hoping that's going to be enough to prime the system, but we'll see. So now I've got the system primed with the water pump. Now I'm just going to go around, go to each sink, and wait until and turn the water on until it turns pink. Shouldn't take long. Do it for cold water. Alright, water line's pink on cold. Water line's pink on hot at that sink. Move back here to the bathroom sink. It's pink on the cold side. My bottle just went out, so I'll be back. Gotta get another bottle of antifreeze. Alright, got just a little bit left here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put it down this sink to clean out the P-traps. Done. Alright, let's finish up what I started. Alright, now I believe I was on the high water side. Alright. It's pink. It's not coming out very good though. A little concerned. Let's try that again. Alright, it's all pink. Get the shower. Now in the shower, I also want to undo this here underneath. Make sure that's empty and has time and the ability. Put that gasket over there so we don't lose it. And pink in there. Pink on both sides. let that run a little bit, make sure I get it in the P-trap. And because for whatever reason my shower doesn't drain for crap, go ahead and push this down. All right, that should do it for now. And lastly, the toilet. All right, we got pink. All right, the inside's pretty well done. So there's a couple of things I want to do outside. So we'll go ahead and take care of those nails. I do need the keys. So one thing that's a little bit weird about the way that mine is designed back here with the water heater. If you look here, right here, and I don't know if you can see that very well or not, but you can see this is actually low, pretty low here. So what I like to do is just barely turn this on. Just enough to get some water in there. I'll do both sides. There we go. Just enough to make sure. All right. Next, I want to go over here to the low point drains. Turn them on, make sure they both come out pink. Both pink. And lastly, I gotta do the outside shower. Now this is really easy to forget to do, so make sure you're remembering that this exists. All right, take your shower. Both sides till it shows pink. It's pink on both sides. Shower should be good to go. One additional thing that people don't think about is right here, the city water connection. In there's a little gasket that keeps water from backflowing. So what you need to do is just make sure there's a slight bit of hose from the top of that down into where it meets the rest of the camper. So you want to take this little gasket out right here. I'll put it right back in here shortly. Take that out. And then right in the middle there's this little white button. Now it's going to squirt this out, so. Alright. That makes sure. And put your filter gasket thing back in there. Close it up. Alright. So that's pretty much it. The camper is now winterized. I have about probably 1/4 of a gallon of antifreeze left. What I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to go around and put it down each of the drains and make sure there's no water sitting anywhere. But that's pretty much going to do it. That's going to do it for this particular video. I hope you enjoyed it. Our last 2 camping trips and then winterizing. Eventually, I am going to be buying a cover for this camper so that we can get it covered over for the winter, because it is going to be sitting here next to my house. But that being said, I want to thank you all so much for watching. You have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. If you're getting ready to go to bed, you have a good night's sleep, and I will see you on the next one.